So say hi to everybody at home. Hello. Hi guys. Okay, so what we're going to do is talk about fascia suits. And some of my people, actually no one here today, but I've got a couple of people who have been given small fascia suits. So say they're normally like a size 8, but the fascia suit that they were issued for some reason is like a size 2. And so I try to open up their shoulders and they're like, I can't open my shoulders. But once we melt this whole fascia suit and we take it out of the dryer and we pull on it every which way and we moisturize it, we set it up like a sponge, it opens up. And what Amber and I have realized is when we melt you guys, when you first come down and lay down and melt, people are all like, they lay down on the mat. I can't lay on yours. And I'm like, okay, lay down straight on your mat. And they're like this. Okay, I'm straight. And I'm like, really? No, you're not straight. Bring your legs underneath you. And they're like,
is that right?
Is this right? And it's like, no. And so, you know, we work on finding our fascia suit. And if we got it all stretched out, we can lay straight. Now, Amber saw me yesterday. I was upset about something. And I was beside myself.
Yeah.
And I was laying like this. So we got to watch her emotions, watch her fascia. And she goes, look at yourself. And I'm like, no, not me. Okay, so I'm watching everybody as you lay down, and we want to be more and more conscious of like, is our fascia suit straight? Can we lay down on a mat straight? Do we know where we are in space? Now it also helps if your mat is straight to lay down on it and feel straight. And the ceilings, of course, are got wording all different directions on the ceiling. But we're going to start, I just want to talk about fascia suits. It's just like pulling a kitten by the scruff of their neck and lifting them up and stretching out their whole fascia suit, and then laying them back down. So that's what we're doing to you today. So what I want you to do is take your feet and go side by side, anywhere on the tile. Let's check balance. Come up and balance. Good, and come down. Now closing the eyes, check your balance. And then bring it down. Good, let's test flexibility. Bring it down. And are your fingertips touching? Are you 2 inches off the floor? Can you get your hands nice and flat? Take a measurement of where you're at and take a mental snapshot. Bend the knees and roll it up. Bring it down straight onto the mat. Let me get your mat straight too.
And you can use your mat to measure yourself, or your reformer, you know, use your hands. And see when you lay down that you're even in the middle, and that helps you get straight and pay attention.
Right, you can always see that space in the sides of you. Seeing how your upper body is going that way a little bit. There you go. There you go. Better, good. Okay, and palms face up and hands slide out to the side. With those palms facing up, I want you to think about your masses and spaces. Your head is a mass, your neck is a space. Shoulders are a mass. Back of the ribs are a mass. Navel, the small space behind your navel, is a space. Your glutes are masses. The backs of your legs are a mass. Even if they're not massy right now, we want them ultimately to be a mass. Behind your knees is a space, calves are a mass. But go inside and just feel in your body this wave of masses and spaces. Good, feel where you are in space. Then open your eyes, and I want you to feel, are your eye sockets directly to the ceiling, or do you feel like you're slightly looking behind you? Take a mental snapshot. Good, feel your shoulders, do they feel open to the side? There's 3 places in your body dextrose loves to live. It's your shoulder girdle, your diaphragm, and your pelvis. So feel those shoulders, are they open onto the mat? Feel your hands, are all your knuckles on the tile floor, or do you feel like your thumbs are curling up? Good, opening up those hands. Feel that and take a mental snapshot. Feel the backs of your ribs. Are your ribs popped up off the mat? Kind of like a suspended bridge, or do you feel them down into the mat? Going down the body, stick a pointer finger in your belly button. There should be a small curve in your lower back, and you want it to be like a Japanese foot bridge. But sometimes in our body, if we have sex stress in our diaphragm or pelvis, that small curve goes all the way up and goes towards the rib cage. See if you feel any of that going on. Feel your glutes on the mat. Good. And see if your tailbone is up off the mat. Does anybody have tailbone pressing into the mat? Okay, good. Now from there, I want you to take a peek at your feet and see if they're 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock or if they're straight up and down. Straight up and down just shows a little stress in that pelvis. Straight out to the side is a little stress in that pelvis, but that 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock or 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock are perfect. Good. Now that we have a mental snapshot of that, I want to check your flexibility on your neck. Take your nose all the way to the right. Good. And then take it all the way over to the left. And see that flexibility and take a mental snapshot. Perfect. Bend your knees to the left, and we're going to tuck this longer, thin roller underneath our tailbone. So I want it underneath the tailbone and the crown of the head. You are welcome to move over here because I think the other two aren't going to make it. The two are missing. You're good? Okay. You want a thin one? Krista, do you have a thin one?
I do not.
Oh.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
There's marks on that one too. See them?
Oh yeah, I do see them. I think I know what's causing it. We're going to pack 3 of them in there.
Yeah, I think so.
Reach the top of your head and see if your head is on your roller. At the same time, your nose, your sternum, and your hips are going to gentle rock to the right and then gentle rock to the left. And if I'm reaching my fingertips out into that capital A position, I kind of rock until one elbow touches and then rock till the other elbow touches. This is called gentle rocking. I start every single session of melting with gentle rocking. Good, bring it to center. We're going to go over the 3D breath. So take one hand, place it on the chest, the other hand on your tummy. The first part of our 3D breath, number 1, is a sandwich breath. So as you inhale, I want the top part of your sandwich to reach towards the ceiling as the bottom part pushes down into the roller. So that means your chest hand and tummy hand will raise the exact same time. And again, breathe in. And exhale. And again, breathe in. No, you're good. You're fine. Good. Going into our rib breath, take your thumbs. We're going to take them around your rib cage. Breathe to the sides of your ribs. Fill them in. Reach them, stretching them all the way to the side, and exhale. And again, out to the side. And exhale. And one more out to the side. And exhale. Take one hand and place it up on the clavicles, and one hand down on the pubic bone like an olive leaf. And as you inhale, I want your hands to almost slide slightly away from each other. So you're pushing air through the crown of your head and down through your pelvic floor. And exhale, and the hands slightly come towards each other. This is ever so slight. And again, through the crown of the head and through the pelvic floor at the same time. And I can actually feel a stretch in my spine. And exhale. And again, inhale both directions. Good, and exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. We're going to take this breath and put it into the whole 3D breath. So now you are a soft beach ball. You can lay your hands wherever is comfortable. And you're going to, at the same time, fill into all 6 spaces, the sandwich, the ribs, the crown of your head, and pelvic floor. Inhale, fill your beach ball in all directions. And exhale. You might notice that you're rocking around a little bit, and that's perfect. That's just your autopilot system still finding out where you are in space. And again, inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale all directions. But this time, let's make the sound of ha. Ha. Inhale again. And instead of ha, let's do S-E. Feel your core. Good. Inhale again. And this time we're going to make the sound sh. Feel the core, feel it engage, kind of like contracting in the front, through the pelvic floor and through the back. Pick your favorite sound. Inhale, beach ball again. Get the sensation of making your favorite sound and how it feels in the body. Now we're going to do the same noise again, but now we're just going to do it quietly, but feel that same sensation. Good. Feel that core. Good. You're going to go onto your fingertips. And so your elbows are off. You're in a capital A. Good. You'll be out into that cold tile floor. Inhale here. Use your favorite sound, but just do quietly. And lift your left foot just 1/4 inch off the floor and balance. Nicely done. Inhale, bring it back to center. Use your favorite breath, or you can switch it up and bring your right foot off the floor. Just 1/4 inch. It means if you were to reach your toes down, they would still touch the mat. Inhale back to center, hands come onto your core. Elbows are off the mat. Use your breath, inhale. Exhale, lift your left foot off that 1/4 inch. Feeling and using that sound. Good. And playing with your center of gravity. Inhale, bring it down. And switch to the other foot. Good. And bring it down to the mat. Nice. Okay, just to see if we made a change in our balance, bring your fingertips back to the floor. Inhale big. Exhale, left foot comes off. Use that breath, that sound, that core, and just 1/4 inch off the mat. Inhale, and switching feet. Exhale. Do you guys feel a difference? Nice. Good, and bring it back to center. Nice. From there, we're going to bring our hands like you're holding a yoga block, and you want to be halfway between your rib cage and your hips. So hold that yoga block. Push that yoga block away from the body. So you're taking your scapula away from each other, and then bring that yoga block towards your body and drape your scapula over the roller. And reach forward, just watching your elbows stay almost straight. And exhale, pull that yoga block down. Feel your scapula draping. Inhale, reach forward. And exhale, pull down. Good. You're going to hold a huge wad of banana taffy. And we're going to take that taffy and pull it. It's much harder than you would think. And we're going to pull it out wide until that taffy strand that we're pulling is 1 inch above our rib cage. So peek up and make sure that that taffy's not laying on your rib cage. Lift it off. Or you can almost think of holding a large beach ball just off the rib cage. Bring your elbows away from each other and put some potential pull on those hands. From there, we're going to go one hand in, one hand open, without the elbows moving, and switch. You're looking for a tensional pull in the back of the hands. Amber, reach them out like this. Instead of being here, reach those elbows away from each other. There you go. Beautiful. Now take and make fists and do the same thing. But the elbows stay still, so it's just the wrist joint. So that this elbow wants to move?
Yes.
Bring your taffy about right here. Match me with that hand. Good, reach your shoulders away. And now go hands facing down. Like making, we were calling it the Hindu god. Do you have a name, Amber? For the Hindu god? Krista does.
Oh.
It's not Kali.
Krishna.
Is it? I don't know. Palm. Say it again. Arjuna. So I think palms facing down instead of up, down, or fist. And now bring the hands to the floor. Good. I'm going to throw a neck turn in here and reach those hands down into that capital A. Imagine them standing on your fingertips and they cannot move. Take your nose over to the right side without lifting your head, just rock it over. And then I'm standing on your left fingertips. Take your rib cage over to the right. Hold right there. Sniff the air. And then gently push your left elbow back down into the mat. And just feel that whole sideline. I feel behind the neck open up. Nancy, do you feel it? Okay. Can, do you feel it?
I do.
Karina?
I feel it in my triceps.
Your triceps? Perfect. Okay, Pi? Is it neck or is it, you feel it? Okay. Amber and Krista? Okay. Bring it back to center. And now I'm standing on your right fingertips. Don't lift the head to turn it, just take it over to the side. Sniff the air. Good. Reach that right hand a little bit more and take your ribs to the left. You can play with sniffing the air a little bit more. Did you get twingy? Okay. You can stay at it, just stay, yeah. Put pressure on your hands, Pi, and bend your knees into your chest. There you go. Bring your right elbow down towards the mat and open that a little deeper in the neck, off the shoulders, through the biceps. And bring it back to center. I'm going to do a little bit of tilt and tuck here. So heels of the hands go on the hips, fingertips towards your pubic bone. Inhale, tuck your tail. Now, instead of really tucking and feel the front of the body shortening, feel your back lengthening. Exhale, tilt away. Tailbone's heavy. Feel that length in the front body. Tuck, feel the length in your lower back. So tuck tail, pubic bone to nose. The other way. There you go. See how you lengthen that lower back?
Yeah, it feels good.
And then tilt, open up that front body. Good, tuck, lengthen the back. Really focus on lengthening the back. Nice. And then tilt away and get heavy. Nicely done. You're gonna straighten your left leg and roll off your roller to the left. Take the roller now, and we're gonna go underneath the tops of your legs. And we're gonna scoot down until our heels are on the tile floor. Oh, let me put this guy up here.
I'm gonna use it now.
Okay. Let me take him away.
You need in-floor heating.
I do need in-floor heating. Sorry. Okay, so the heels are on the floor, and you're gonna turn the knees out. And Pi, just scoot up a little bit, just where your heels are right at that edge. Scoot that way a little bit. That way you don't run into the machine, and go out and in. So straighten, bring your heels here for a second. Good, and now push your body up. And that way you won't run into this machine. Because I want the whole leg to go out. Let the legs go straight. There we go. Maybe scoot up a little bit more. Giving you another workout. Turn out as you go out, in as you come in. And let's make it slow and smooth, because fascia is a funny creature, and if you jump in on it, it tightens up. Take that roller and push it down another 1.5 inches down your leg. And so we're just smearing that flesh around the bone. Knees go out as you go out, and in as you come in. And out. Breathe. Check your lower back. Make sure you're not tensing it. Relax your feet. Good. Take that roller, go down another 1 inch or 1/2 inch or 1.5 inches, depending on how long-legged you are. Just make sure that you're not on your joints. Take it out to the side and back in. Good, take that roller. Actually, reach above your head. You can use your long roller and grab a fat roller. Krista, I'm gonna grab you one. So you can use your long roller as a tool.
You're shorty.
You're shorty. You're a fat shorty. And let's put our left calf on it. And with that left calf on it, you can cross the other leg, the right leg over the top. And I want you to cross, to intersect the cross right above the roller. I put a marionette string. I want you right. Beefcake, right here.
Right there.
I want you to bend your knee like a marionette. You're welcome. So all you're going to do is just bend that knee just ever so slightly and straighten. But relax both feet. Good, and bend. Now as you bend and straighten, you're going to tilt that knee in and out and kind of search through the fascia. Relax both feet. So knee can go out and in. We're just investigating the fascia. Sometimes you'll feel a little bit of stuck stress. If you feel some stuck stress, I want you to sneak up on it and pull fluid through it. You don't want to walk up to it and punch it in the face. You want to come up and pull through it. Good. Take that roller and go a little bit lower. And the reason we're using the fat shorties here is because I like to get my foot off the ground because I have a size 10.5 and my heel hits really quick. And so that's why I like the fatty on this one. But whatever you have at home, as long as it's soft, it's perfect. And swirl around. Relax the feet. Not that yours are stressed out, Candy. They're like in and out. Good, let's switch over to the other leg. I like to cross right where that foam roller is underneath the fatty part of your calf. Watch that your legs are straight down. And relaxing the feet, just bend that knee in and out. Just like I have a small marionette string and I'm pulling that knee up. Relax the feet even more. Kind of search around. When you meet stuck stress, just come right up to it gently and pull fluid through it. You don't want to get right on it. Take that roller and go a little lower on the calf. And Sue Hitzman talks about if you find that your lower calves are tighter than your mid calf, like your beefcake part of your calf, that's coming from your hips being misaligned.
Say that again.
If your lower calves are tighter than your upper calves, it's a hip alignment thing. It's like trying to hold you up down here by your calves. And you're like,
My lower ones are definitely tighter.
and that comes from the hips, which I thought was really interesting because I'm right there. And then it starts affecting your feet, which it did with mine. Good. Take both calves and put them on and just scratch a small mosquito bite. Just kind of scratch around. Nice. Good. Then we're going to take that roller and we're going to do the inside of our left leg. So I want you to grab that thick roller and you're going to roll onto your right hip. And I use the big one. And what you're going to do is you're going to straighten your left leg straight out. So left leg goes straight. Sorry, right leg goes straight. And left knee comes forward right in front of you onto the roller. Then you're going to scoot the roller up towards your head. And that way, most of the roller is above your knee. And you're going to push it away slightly to make a Y. And when you push it away to make a Y, you can kind of straighten that leg out like you're going to touch your neighbor in the booty. And I want you to move the hip and the rib cage and the shoulders. The reason you don't want just your hip turning is that's putting the torque on your lower back.
And you want it right above the knee.
Right above the knee, not on the knee joint. There you go, straight. There you go. You feel that?
Yes.
I'm going to actually go up a little higher right there. And then, like you're going to kick Candy in the booty. There you go. Nice. What's that? Yeah. Give her a little kick. We've missed you, Candy. Let's do some searching. So you can rotate that knee down towards the floor more, or you can lift it up and you can just play. And on your neck, just keep the neck nice and long. You can support it with a hand or you can lay it on the arm. Straightening that right leg. Good. Now from here, hold it maybe on a little tender spot. No digging now. And bend your knee and straighten 4 times. Karina, your lower back's okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Then bend your knee to a 90-degree angle and do a windshield wiper. So you're going to take that heel and lift it to the ceiling. There you go. Bring your hips back this way a little bit so I'm not worried about the lower back. Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine anyway. But
Okay.
yeah.
Nice. Look at that flexibility. Look at that. Then bring that foot to the floor. And you're going to just hike your hip or hike your knee slightly, like you're scratching an insect bite right in the inside of the knee, and just kind of rub your skin. Well, right above the knee. You got it. Just right here. Hiking your knee or hiking your hip. Then pause and take a beach ball breath. Take it over to the other side. Take that roller with you. So that roller goes straight out from the body. The knee goes on it, so that knee is straight out from the hip. Good. Then slide most of the roller to above your knee. There you go. And then push the top away like a Y. Good. You can straighten that bottom leg. Good. And just roll, but when you roll, it's so important that your lower back, your ribs, and your shoulders move. Kick your neighbor in the booty. So straightening that leg. And just keep that leg straight. And just kind of turn it in and turn it out and just kind of looking, checking out that fascia. Nice, you guys. Straighten that leg, Amber. Keep it there. A little bit different, more intense. Too intense?
Yeah.
Okay. Good, Krista? We good over there, Naomi? Good. Bend and straighten the leg 4 times. Make sure you're not in your lower back. Keep the core on. Then bend your knee to a 90-degree angle and lift the heel towards the ceiling and down. All the way down to the floor and all the way up. Then rest the foot on the floor and hike your knee or hike your hip. Keep your core on so you're not in your lower back. It's like you're itching the inside of your leg on that roller. Scratching. Itching, scratching, scratching. Scratching the itch that's in the inside. Yes. Thank you, Karina. Keeping me straight. Oh, or scratches.
Scratching feels good. Itching does.
Okay, scratch the inside of your leg. Good, and release. Okay, we're gonna bring it up, and I want you guys to slide to the tile floor. Krista, can you find tile floor over there?
With which roller?
Let's go the small long. So the long narrow. You slide this way.
That's the short chubby.
Yeah, use the skinny narrow long one. Okay. And when we do this, we're rinsing fluid up the inside of the leg and down the back, or up the inside and down the outside. Krista, let me know if you have questions over there. Slide the roller one way. So I'm going to slide all the way over to the right. And it's okay if you're on your neighbor's mat. So Amber, slide all the way over the opposite way, so you're underneath your right leg. There you go. Krista, whatever works in that space is fine. See how I've got this knee bent? And then I've got my hands behind me because I'm going to slide my booty across the floor and come back. So to go down, I want the knee turn in to push the fluid up the inside of the lower leg. Foot goes up or out to bring it down the back or the outside. Hey, Amber, do you want my tile floor over here?
No, I'm using the big one.
Okay.
Chubby.
The chubby?
Long chubby.
The short chubby?
No, she's using the long stuff.
That's right. Okay, now bring it up above the knee, not on the joint. Turn the knee in. Go all the way as close to those sit bones as you want, and pull that fluid down the back of the leg or the outside. This works better on the tile floor, or if you guys have wood floors at home. This is a good way to clean them and polish them. Pulling that skin around the bone. Switch to the other leg so the roller goes all the way over to the other side. Get in your neighbor's space. Start at the ankle, relax the foot, turn a knee in. Remember, my right knee is bent into the ceiling. That kind of holds some of my weight for me. And I can pull with my heel and press with my heel. Turn that knee in to go up the inside. Knee ceiling to pull it through the back of the leg. Or if you want, you can go even to the outside of the leg. You guys feel how that heel of the right foot helps you? Then bring it all the way up, right above the knee. Knee goes in. You guys, I like to kind of push my flesh around this too and kind of play with it. You can press on it and pull it around. Giving our shoulders a little bit of a workout here. Use the core as much as you can to keep it more core. And release. Bring it back onto your mat. Take your small long roller with you. And then you're going to place it underneath your sacrum. So laying all the way down first, and then the roller goes underneath you. Find the bony parts of your hips. So find that bony part. Good. And then work your fingertips from that bony part until you find that dip. And where it dips, so you got your bony part, and then where it dips is right where you want the foam roller. So you're going to go up ½ an inch.
Okay.
You got it. Are you ticklish?
No.
Can I touch you?
Sure.
Okay. Right there. So come up almost ½ an inch. Mm-hmm. Just going to double check you. Perfect. Got it perfect from day one. Amber, you feel good with it?
I think so.
Perfect. Come over and tickle Krista. Okay, perfect. Bend your knees in and just slowly side to side. Let your shins relax so your feet are up off the ground. You're only gonna go as far as your ribs are still. So ribs are real still, and just make it real small. Karina, this is a lot like the sequence you've been doing at home.
No, I haven't done anything.
Oh,
I'm recovering from my visitors.
from your what?
Visitors.
Oh, your son. Seems strong in class.
Yeah. It's just constitution.
Take the knee slightly to the left. That means your right knee is lined up with the outside of your nose. So you're just going just slightly over and make small circles. Isn't that lovely? Love this. It's like self-massage. Right, Pi? Self-massage. Self-love. Hold the knee slightly off to the side and make a small march. Foot halfway down. Halfway down. Good. Make sure your rib cage is still. You are breathing. Krista, you can go a little further if you want, halfway down. There you go. Bring the knees together, hold them to the side, and take a beach ball breath. And exhale. Good. Take the knees over to the right side. So that left knee is lined up with the outside of your nose. Make small circles, keeping the rib cage still. Your core is on. The more you relax into it, the more you sink into it, the more yummy it becomes. Hold the knees slightly over. Go halfway down in the march. Rib cage is still, core is on. Using your breath. Play with your beach ball breath. Anytime you find yourself in fight or flight, go to your beach ball breath. It will get you out of your primitive brain. Good. Pause, bring the knees together. Take another deep beach ball breath over to the side slightly. So these are just still slightly over to the side. Good, and bring them back to the center. Bring both feet to the mat. Tailbone is heavy. Bring your right knee into your chest. Good. You're gonna hug the outside of the knee if you have no knee issues, the inside if you have any knee issues. You're gonna check that left leg and make sure that that foot and knee are in the inside of that hip bone. Good. From there, you're gonna pull that knee in. Inhale, exhale, shoot lasers through that left knee, but keep your tuck like you're doing a cannonball. So right foot slide on the floor, shoot lasers through that knee, and pull in and do a nice tuck. Each time you exhale, you're good. Each time you exhale, go a little deeper. And see how this hip is lower than this one? Try to keep your hips even. There you go.
I didn't see that.
Could you feel it when I put my hand on it?
Because I was pushing, yeah. I feel it.
I do the same thing. Nice. So you're feeling a stretch in that fascia through the front of the leg. Feel it just opening up? Good. Bring your knees in and switch legs. Good. General rule is about 3 breaths to 5 breaths. In Class Nov, it's longer because I want to check everybody. Check that that knee is right inside the hip. You're shooting lasers each exhale and really pulling that right knee in. If your knee is cranky with you going over the knee, go under the knee. Each exhale, pull a little deeper into it. Good. Do you feel your hips doing this? There you go. Now pull straight. Tuck tail, but equally. Good, better. Shoot lasers.
That's the thing I can't get. I don't feel that at all.
The lasers.
Yeah.
It's like just putting energy through that knee. Do you feel it here now? A little bit?
No, I think I'm trying to protect this. Because this is like that pops. That
Okay.
popping.
Maybe don't pull it in as far and just more focus on pushing this one out.
Okay. But I want to feel the fascia in the front of this leg.
Mm-hmm. Good. Bring both knees up and put your arms out into stop in the name of love position. Okay, straighten those arms. Okay, from there, I want you to go into a tilt. Tailbone is heavy. The knees will stay still. Knees staying still, put pressure on your hands and tuck the pelvis without moving your knees. Good, and tilt. Put hands right here. Stop. In the name of love, before you. And just tilt and tuck.
So it's really small.
Really small. A lot of people are not able to differentiate their pelvis from their legs. But you guys all seem to be moving quite well. If you put your hand right here, put pressure on them. With your knees, put pressure. And see that gives you traction? So if there's pressure on your knees to your hands, you can actually feel that traction in your lower back. Is everybody getting that? Pi, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know mine was, my back has been a little touchy the last couple of days, and mine was touchy this morning doing it. It was like, we're going to change the focus now into a little bit more of a lower back stretch. So keeping the pressure on the hands, keep the tailbone heavy so you are in a tilt. Keeping that tilt, put pressure. This is now a race car. You're going to push on that gas pedal with your knees, both knees, and press. But keep the tailbone down and feel that stretch your lower back open. Take it back to about 45 miles per hour. Good, and take it up to about 80 miles per hour and put pressure. And back it off to about 45. Good, and again, and feel that lower back opening up as you do this. You can feel that fascia straight up that back. And release, we're gonna do one more, and put pressure. Nice. From there, bring both feet to the floor. Straighten out your right leg. And when you straighten it out, I'd like to see the quads the same height as each other. So bring the quads up, I'm showing you guys here on Pi, how her quads are parallel to each other. You're gonna flex the foot here, and you're not gonna go up fast. I want your tailbone to be heavy, so there's a bowling ball pulling on your tailbone. You're gonna come up ever so slow, keeping your tailbone down. And you're not looking for a hamstring stretch, we're looking for fascia. Tensional pull. Now, the more that you do this, the more flexible or more supple your fascia becomes. It's not really a flexibility, it's more of a tensegrity. Tensegrity is being able to keep that buoyancy and shape. And so we're just kind of mushing it around. Take that whole leg and turn it out from the hip. Good, pull those toes back and take it over. And I like to squeeze my inner thighs right there. But just till you feel that pull. Just a little metatarsal needs some work here.
Yeah.
Hi, Guy. Now I start feeling this on my foot in the fascia. Can you feel it, Candy? Okay. It's like just opening it up. Pi, you feel it? Nancy? Okay. Bring it back to center and bring that foot to the floor. Straighten your left leg where the thighs are parallel to each other. Flex the foot. Good. Slowly come up, keeping tailbone heavier, heavier, heavier. And just take it to where you feel that fascia pull. Now, the more that we get tuned into our fascia, we can stretch it in all the moves that we do. Our reformer work, all of our Pilates work is starting to stretch that fascia. Keep the tailbone heavy. Are you in hamstring or fascia?
I think I'm in fascia. Does it seem
Go.
out of position? Or
Go lower.
lower?
Tailbone heavier. There. And now come up. Till you
Feel
feel
the difference.
Okay. See how the fascia's kind of like a
Yeah.
Turn that leg out and bring it across the center and squeeze the other inner thigh in. Keep that left hip down. Tailbone heavy. Krista, are you in bliss? It's like, ah. Good, and come out of it. Amber, do you want drawbridge?
Yes.
Okay. Bring both your knees into your chest and do a cannonball splash. So now you are in a tuck, pivot bone towards nose. Keeping your tuck, lengthen your right toes and leg to the ceiling. Point your toes. When you come down, keep this foot in the midline. Don't let it turn out at all. And we're going to lower it down as low as you can, keeping your tail tucked until you hit this bouncy drawbridge feeling. So I could actually come over and bounce on it. You feel that?
Yeah. And you're tucked, right?
And you're tucked. Now, without spilling your water pie, lift the right hand up to cheekbone height. There you go. Reach those fingertips. Nice and checking cheekbone height. Good. And then lift your head up and place your left ear on the mat. Krista, I love the picture you sent. Yeah, it was so sweet. What a fun night. Tucking the tail. Nancy, you feel it? So where I feel this one is the back of the neck, but we're each different in our fascia and where we're tight. This is going off the lines from Tom Meyer's book. This is it's not a twisted line. Help me out, Amber. Spiral, yeah, spiral line. This is a spiral line. Bring both knees in and hug. Good. From there, you're gonna lift the opposite leg and point to the ceiling. Tuck your tail, lower it down until you find your drawbridge bounce. You okay there? Okay. Lift your left arm up cheekbone height. Nice. Lift the head and place your right ear down on the mat. So right ear goes down to the mat. Good. Reach through your fingertips, reach through your leg, but don't let your body shift. Like, don't let it get all cattywampus. Good, and bring it in. Hug your knees. Nice. Bring your feet down to the mat and slide your roller out. And we're gonna lay it right above our scapula tips. Sweatshirt sometimes it's hard. So if you reach around and touch the tip of Africa, these scapula tips down here, I want the roller just above them. You can punch the air a couple times to feel those scapula tips. You guys feel them? Can you feel it, Candy?
Yes.
Okay. Now take your hands and go behind your head and imagine I'm pinning your lower rib cage down into the mat. Look at that flexibility. Good. And now keep it there. Don't let it open. And open your sternum over the roller. Nice. And bring it in again. Curl. Keep the rib cage down. Good. And then open it out and back. Your roller's just a little like this way. Cattywampus. Yeah, and do it one more time. Good, keeping that rib cage down. And opening up that sternum. Good. Elbows and our hands stay there. Elbows go out to the side. And we're going to don't let your hips move around, but just take your armpit to your hip. And let's breathe into that left side. Fill it with air and see if you feel any stitches or stuck stress, adhesions in the diaphragm. And then take it over to the other side. Breathe. Inhale big into that right side. Bring it back to center, elbows come together. Hold a yoga block between the elbows, and what this does, as you curl forward, it presents your spine to the roller. Lift your hips up 1/2 inch. Good, and roll on that roller 3 inches. So you're rolling the upper third of your spine. Good. And I like to point my elbows towards my quads to keep that hinge, to present that spine to the roller. And then drop your hips down, hinge a little deeper, and think of a child's safety cap, and you're just gonna wiggle side to side like armpit to hip. Nice. You've done a full melt with me before. Have you done full body?
Yes.
Just one. Have you done a couple?
I've done them at home, but just one with you.
Okay. I loved it. Melt every day. Tom Myers has come out with a workshop in some motions and fascia. Yes. Walk your heels 2 inches closer to you. Or if you want pie, because you're getting close to the dirty and clean. Here, let me just, yeah. I can also move these. There you go. I know you're in that precarious spot. Lift the hips 1/2 inch, and now you're working lower, like the middle part of your spine. I like to keep my hips really low to the mat, and my elbows pointing towards my quads, holding that yoga block between my elbows.
Are we going below the tips of our shoulder blades?
Yes. So you're kind of doing that mid-back. Set your hips down. Get right in your xiphoid process. Sorry. Hinge up. So your elbows are pointing towards your quads, and child's safety cap. You gotta go? Okay. Thank you. Come to center. Pause. Walk your feet closer to you, another 2 inches. Lift your hips ever so slightly, like 1/2 inch. Keep your elbows pointed towards. I can wipe everything down for you if you want me to. And small rolls. Good, and set the hips down and side to side. You want to switch on to hers? Okay. Good. Now pause in the center and take a nice beach ball breath. Walk your feet away from you. Good. So that way when we lift our hips up, we're going to bring that roller right to the top of our spine. So lift the hips up 1/2 inch. So we're right at the top of our spine. And we're going to be a steamroller. Elbows in, present your spine to the roller. Lift your...
Where do you want it?
Right here. You're welcome. And steamroll that spine and just give it a, pushing that fluid down the spine. Elbows pointed towards your quads as you do it. Then drop the hips where you're at. Pause. And then bring your knees over your feet again. So you're going to slip that roller right up to the top. Good. And so it's right at the top of the spine, steamroll. Elbows bend and look at the quads. I know. It pulls your hair, pulls your clothes. And then when you go all the way up to that top of that spine, drop your hips and pause. Bye, sweetheart. Love you. And again, reset, knees over feet. Nancy got cattywampus on us, your rollers. The wall. Let's pause for a second. I'm gonna get you guys all straight. So I want you, not that everybody has to be straight in my life, you know, but okay. So I want that roller right above the top part of your spine. Good. Your elbows are pointed towards your quads. You're going to lift your hips up 1/2 inch, and you're going to steamroll that fluid all the way down. So you don't want to be onto your kidneys, but go to your lower back, but not a floating rib, and pause. Now set the hips down, so you're still in that pause position up high. So that roller's right there. Hips go down, pause. This is called a reset. You're just going to bring your knees up and over your feet. So reset, that roller to the beginning position. Reset, and steamroll, slow. Drop the hips, pause. Reset.
Oh, so the reset's fast.
Resets fast, steamroll slow. Steamroll that fluid down the spine. Drop the hips. Reset, knees over. Good, and roll again. Roll. Drop the hips. Reset. And again last time. Steamroll. Drop the hips. Reset, and come out of it. Nice. Okay. Pushing your rollers away up overhead, lay down on the floor. We're going to go inwards again and look at our masses and our spaces like a wave throughout our body. Palms are facing up in the capital A position. Palms up, good. Feel your masses and spaces. Feel that rhythm in your body, that we can feel where your body is in space. Good. From here, feel your shoulders that they're opened up. Did anyone get more open shoulders?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. You can wiggle your fingers and then I kind of know. And then go down to the backs of your ribs. Are your ribs more loaded onto the ground instead of lifted off? If you got that one, wiggle your fingers. Good. Take a pointer finger and point to your belly button and see if that gap underneath the back is from the belly button down more towards the pelvis and not so much up towards the ribs. Did anyone get that one? Okay. Feel your glutes. Maybe they're a little bit more loaded onto your glutes. Maybe your tailbone's a little higher off the mat. Did anyone get that one? Nice. To think about that one. The backs of your legs, are they maybe a little bit more lower into the mat? Yay! That one I'm still working on. Your calves are equally weighted, and your toes are 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Take a peek at it and see if they're a little bit more relaxed. You need to do a little bit more work on your pelvis.
Yeah.
See this guy? He's all stressed out. Bring it all the way down. Take your head all the way over to one side. And then over to the other side and see if you get a little bit more flexibility. If you're not sure, do it again. Just feel it. Did anyone get more flexibility? If you did, wiggle your fingers. Nice. Good. Okay, open your eyes and look towards the ceiling and see if your eye sockets are a little bit more straight to the ceiling, that you're not looking slightly behind you. Or feel if the back of your skull maybe feels a little softer onto the mat. Now, even though we did not do our neck and skull today, that fascia, when we release it in our shoulders and our back, releases the crown of our head too, all the way up where it comes around. And if, well, Krista could probably tell us, what's the thicker fascia that comes around the top of the head? Do you know the name of it? There's a funny little name that Amber loves to say because it's a tricky thing to say, and I haven't memorized it yet. But it comes around the top. It's this really thick fascia. But if we release the fascia down our spine, then our fascia is loose. So we're like a kitten. I could pull you up right now and you're just kind of loose. Did anyone kind of get that feel in their body of more of a looseness? Yeah. Okay, it's like opened up. We're going to bend our knees to the left, come up into standing.